Hello everyone, it's Mustafa here. I'm starting a new video series. It's a gold making guide series. It'll be a 6-part video segment. Today I'm starting off by just talking about basic things I do on my main gold making character. Right now I have a goal to hit gold capped on him, and I recently hit 600,000 gold. And this guide isn't really for people who do carries or buy the tokens or sell the trading card game mounts. This is for your casual players who don't really do those things. I'll give you an outline about what I'm going to talk about in this first video. So on my gold making main, the Death Knight Lichfool, I'll tell you what I do on a daily basis, a weekly basis, twice a month. The daily tasks that I'm going to tell you about today, if you do those every day, they'll take about 30 minutes. And if you do that every day for a week, on average, you're going to make around 30,000 gold a week. So we start off in the garrison. The first thing I'm going to do is just get my cache of resources. And then I go to my command tables. I've got the naval missions here. Sometimes they can get you a lot of gold if you have the dwarf fleets. You also have the missions where you can get 20 sorceress mats, which you can use, or you can sell them if you get a lot. This one, I had one dwarf, it goes up to 1,000. And once you have all achievements, there's really no reason to do anything besides the gold missions and maybe the oil one. So I finish that and I go into the normal missions. I've got the salvage yard, so I get a lot of those big crates, which you can open and use for gold, either selling transmog items or disenchanting or just selling it to the NPC. So you see here I'm looking for gold or resource missions. Find out later why I'm getting all these resources. And there's these special ones. There's a pet you see there. There's reroll scrolls. So I'm usually aiming for gold, resources, and special missions. So after I'm done with that, I go and I do the pet daily. Reason why I do this is you can use tokens to level your pets, and then you can sell level 25 pets on the auction house. On my realm, those pets never drop below 1,000 gold, so you'll always make at least 1,000 gold from that. It usually just takes about 2 to 3 minutes depending on how hard the battle is. Of course, you have to have pets that are able to beat these bosses. In a later guide, I'll go over all the pets you can do to do that. So you're finished with that, you get a bag, and you open it, and it has leveling stones, gold, pet charms. And you can use the pet charms to buy extra leveling stones. Next, you go to the barn. You pick up sumptuous fur and savage blood. And then I've got enchanting hut and the jewel crafting hut, and then the salvage yard. There, if you add the worker, you get a daily, and if you do the daily, you get a bag that usually has about 200 gold in it. I do the daily cooldown for tailoring and jewel crafting. There's also a special item. You get it with Garrison Mission if you have a level 2 enchanting hut or any professional building, and you press it, and it finishes 5 of the work orders. And if you have more mats, you can just start 5 more. Next thing I do, I have the trading post. Use that for extra resources, and also this trader, you buy the Dranic Dust with all your resources, but it changes per day, so you'll only want to do it when it's 4 or 5 per Dranic Dust, not when it's 10. And the next thing I do the garden and the mine, obviously. I do this. I do the garden because you use those herbs to do orders at the trading post for extra resources, which you use then to buy the enchanting mats. And you also get, what is it called? Spirit stone, or what is it? Primal spirit. And 25 of those, and you can get a savage blood. Also, when I get about 300 of a kind of herb, I put a stack of 200 on the auction house. And generally that sells between 200 and 300 gold. Then of course you do work orders with all the seeds you get from the garden. And then we do the mine. And the reason why I do the mine is obviously because I'm a jewel crafter. I use it for orders and then the dailies. The daily quest and also the orders for the JC hut. And I just have 2 level 3 mines, and that's more than enough to do everything with JC. The mines also drop the primal spirit, which you use to get the savage blood. So one of the things that's going to happen is you might end up with so many enchanting mats and you have almost 10,000 resources. One of the ways to dump those resources is to buy smuggled sacks of gold. I have a couple macros that makes it easy. One of them is called buy. It's /run buy merchant item 27.1, and I'll put that in the description. The other one is use smuggled sack of gold. So all you do is you open up the NPC thing and then you press the macro and it just buys all the smuggled sacks of gold. If you don't do this, it's going to ask you every single time, are you sure you want to buy a sack of gold? Which is really annoying and it'll take you a long time. Each of these sacks will give you between 13 and 16 gold. So if you open 10 of them, you're going to make 130 to 160 gold. And I think I opened 77 and I got close to 1,000 gold. So you don't want to always use resources this way, but if you have a lot and you have like 1,000 Drainic dust, why not just dump your resources and get your gold immediately? At the end of each day, I go to some capital that has a bank and I just put all of the mats that I'm not going to sell into my Regent bank. And on a daily basis, the only mats that I sell are Fell Blight and Savage Blood. The rest I just sell 2 to 3 times a month. Every 5 days or once a week, you can make a hex weave bag. You just need 100 of the special hex weave stuff. So if you have the tailoring hut, you can do it more often, but I chose the jewel crafting one instead. So once a week I make the hex weave bag and then I put it on the auction house. The other thing I do once a week is I kill Kazakh. Killing Kazakh is pretty easy. All you do is you fly to Tanan. You fly to his location. It's near where all those Kill Jaden elite mobs are. And when you're almost there, you hit the PvE tab. And you hit the group finder and then you just find a Kazakh raid, and usually within 5 to 10 minutes you have the group ready, and I haven't had a group wipe on him yet. You can do this on all of your level 100 characters, and then you can just send them to one character and sell them on the auction house. 2 or 3 times a week you have to refill your barn orders. To do that, I go out to Negron and I capture elite wolves. All the elite skinnable mobs give you some type of crate, and the wolf one gives you sumptuous fur and savage blood. The others give you sumptuous fur and something else. After you trap them, you get a little box that looks like this, and when you get them around 50% health, you can trap them. You can either wait until they're at 50% health to drop the trap, or you can just drop it as soon as you attack them. As you can see, my health drops sometimes, and if you don't have decent gear, like at least 700 eye level, you'll probably have trouble doing this. And some classes, even with gear, will have trouble doing this, so that's why the barn can be a little more challenging than the inn. Once you have your 21 or 36 crates, you go back to the garrison, you go to the barn, and you find the guy with the pitchfork, and then you just give him the crates. The next thing I do is I run certain raids. I solo them, and these raids I don't actually do for money, but you get money from them. All the raids I'm running are for amounts. The raids I'm running, I run Ulduar 25 normal, and I'm killing Yogg Saron, and I'm hoping to get Mim Iron's head. Vault of Archavan, I am looking for the Black Mammoth. Throne of Four Winds, I'm also running, and I'm looking for the Drake. I forget which one is east or north, something like that. I'm running Firelands Heroic for 2 mounts, Ali's Razor and Ragnaros. And if you have trouble doing this on 25-man Heroic, you can do it on 10-man. You don't get as much gold though. I also do Onyxia, and that's for the Onyxia mount. And I do ICC, the Lich King in 25-man Heroic, and I do that for Invincible. I also run Karazhan, and I'm looking for the first boss's mount, the Warhorse. I also run Dragon Soul, and I'm doing that for 2 mounts. One is Ultraxion, and Ultraxion drops his mount on normal, and then Madness of Deathwing, you have to have it on Heroic. I got the normal mode mount, Blazing Drake, and I just need the Heroic one. Now I'll show you the amount of gold I get from the raids. Once again, I'm just doing these to get mounts. ICC, you get about 700 gold, and you see I break it down by the amount you get from killing things, and then the amount you get from NPCing the gold, or not the gold, the items when you finish. Ulduar, you also get 700. Archavion, you don't get much, only 100. Onyxia, only 50. Kira, only 70. And then Firelands, I have 2. For a while, I was just doing the 10-man Heroic because I was doing all 8 raids in the same day, and 25-man took a little bit longer. You'll notice the difference though. For 10-man Heroic, it's about 650, and for 25-man, it's 2,000 gold. Same thing for Dragon Soul. For 10-man, it's a little over 1,000. For 25-man, it's 2,300. And then the last one I do is Throne of the Four Winds, and you get 400 for doing that on Heroic. But you can actually do that on any mode if you're looking for the mount. And I also have here written Blackwing Descent and Bastion of Twilight. I don't actually run those normally, but as you can see, you get a decent amount of gold. 1,400 from BWD, and then around 1,000 from Bastion of Twilight. And also, if you're a tailor, you're going to get a lot of Ember Silk. I usually get close to 200. Another thing I want to say is after I finish raids, I put all the mats in the Regent Bank like I do with the daily garrison stuff, and when the stacks get high, I sell it on the auction house. Twice a month or every 10 days, whenever I get 600 Talidite crystals, I make 2 of every greater gem, and those prices vary on my realm from anywhere from 200 to 800 gold. Another thing I do is when I make these gems, I clear all of my 100 and 200 stacks out of the bank, and then I put them all on the auction house. Here's the last thing I'm going to show you today. One week there were 7 days where I recorded how much gold I gained each day, and I broke it down. The first half is just from garrison missions, and then the second half is from the auction house and dailies. I only do 2 dailies. I'm working on getting all of the jewel crafting recipes from Dalaran and Stormwind. So that's only 30 gold. So if you look here, most days you're getting around 500, sometimes up to 1,000 just from the garrison missions. And then most of the gold from each day is actually from the auction house. Thursday I got almost 5,000, and then the next day 6,700, and then the last day I got over 8,000. If you look, Tuesday from the garrison missions, Tuesday 700, Wednesday 600, Thursday 1,200, Friday 900, and then I didn't play the game on Saturday or Sunday, so I just recorded Monday and Tuesday, and the next Monday was 500, and then Tuesday was 400. In total, from auction house and the garrison, I made 30,700 gold for that week. And generally you're going to make close to this amount. You might make a little less, or you might make a little bit more, but it's very easy. Most days, except when you're doing the raids, you only spend 20 to 30 minutes. And then of course the 2 days where you farm the wolves, the elite wolves, will take you about 10 minutes to capture 21 of them. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully, if you're a casual player and you're not selling carries, or you're not selling the special mounts, this can help you make gold. This can help you get gold capped and get you ready for Legion. So like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.